You know, all right. So, uh, I'm about to turn this off and it's going to be dark because it's still dark outside. Then I got to go back to the damn gas station. Okay. So after work, oh, okay. So let me tell you guys what's up because I'm going to, I'm going to, what is that called? I'm going to delete this when I just need to talk because I am an extrovert. And I, first of all, I want to say three main things. Number one, I want to talk about the fact that it hurts. Number two, I want to talk about how what I'm doing about it. And number three, I want to talk about my new life. I am a relationship addict. They call it a love addict. And there is a 12 step they are 12 step groups that address um, love addiction. And it's interesting because people come into Love Addiction Anonymous and they honestly pass me. I have been dealing with this love addiction shit for 25, 27 years. I work the steps around it, but I am addicted to relationships. Like, I always have to have a relationship. I don't feel right. I don't feel happy. I don't feel fulfilled. I feel like if I don't have a relationship, I feel off. And not only do I get addicted to people, but I want to enmesh with them, you know, like I I stop being my own person, I stop having goals. I stop hanging out with friends. I stop hanging out with family because I love that feeling of being with my mate, you know. But it it ruins the relationship. And I heard this lady on TikTok talk about why is it that women who prefer women, eventually we stop having sex. I can't believe that she said that. I don't know her name, but she said, why is it that in same sex relationships with women, they stop having sex? And I guess I think that a part of sexual attraction is, somebody missing somebody. They're out doing their thing, and they're out. They're being themselves. They're out doing their thing. I don't know. I don't really know, but I usually stop being sexually attracted to whomever I enmesh with. And I don't really know how to describe enmeshment, but if you want to look it up, it's ENMESH. And it hurts so much to detach from someone I'm enmeshed with. You know, it's really painful. Like, I am, I mean, me and my girlfriend are mad cool. But when I ask the cards how do I feel about her, I get the Queen of Cups. And then when I ask how she feels about me, it's the Page of Cups. You know what I mean? Like, I have that's not very strong. But then I asked the cards, I said, now, what if I went to my mom's house um, twice a month, right? What if I went to my mom's house twice a month and I started, going back to my hobbies and the things that used to make me feel alive? Well, then I saw the cards change. The Page of Cups was behind, and the answer was the Empress, right? I don't think, I don't think it's, I don't think we're supposed to enmesh. And I think that, like, just being, well, let me use another word. I think just being up under my girlfriend all the time and not having friends and not going out and not striving for goals. I mean, I strived for financial goals, but, not having my hobbies and stuff. Like, YouTube is a hobby now. you know I don't make hardly anything on YouTube anymore. I got to bring my bracelets back. I keep forgetting I have all these bracelets in my like in storage, and I want to bring them back, but I don't think that enmeshment, I think it's codependency. I think it's codependency. And people say codependency like it's a cute word or something, like it's cute. But that shit is real. One of the things about codependency is losing yourself, like no longer having a boundary that separates me from her. you know my and I think it's because I think on some level I still might be depressed, not anywhere near the way I used to be though. So I went to the Love Addicts meeting because I haven't been in years, and I heard this man talk about how the only person that, the only thing you really need to, like, really enmesh with is God, but I don't know how that's possible. I I'm gonna take that $400 bracelet and send it back to Macy's because I don't like it. I don't know why that thing was $400. But anyway, as I begin to detach, look, they still got Christmas lights. Can you see that? Um, but as I begin to detach from being like in a very uh, codependent relationship with I was going to say my wife, but with my girlfriend, it's very painful because the reason that I enmesh in the first place is because I don't want to feel the feelings that I feel. But I'm starting to understand at my age that if I want a relationship to work, I can't I can't enmesh. Otherwise the person kind of loses interest, you know? You don't become attractive anymore. So today after work, can you hear me? I've been on mute all that time. I've been on mute for 12 minutes. Are you serious? Why didn't anybody say anything? Oh my God. Why didn't anybody say anything? Oh, I wasn't looking. Um, so I'm going to kind of talk and then write in silence because I'm feeling a mixture of wanting to just kind of be quiet emotionally, but I'm also feeling a desire to talk. So you might ride with me and I don't say nothing for 2 minutes, but just, just be with me. I just need y'all to just be with me, you know? Oh, after I got out of the car. Okay. Oh, so I don't have to start all over again. Thank you for the clarification. I don't I have a therapist now and I just started seeing her Saturday. We have another appointment tomorrow at 6. And see, this is my problem. I just don't like being alone. I don't like the emotions that I feel when I'm alone. I don't, it feels painful on the inside. But like I'm going out with some friends. I'm gonna meet up with some friends today after work, and I haven't done that in 6 years. And I told my girlfriend, I said, well, I might be late tonight because I'm gonna hang out with some friends, some coworkers. And she said, I encourage that. She said, I think that's really, really good, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go. And I have not done that in years. Do you hear me? I haven't met new friends in years. I haven't been living. I just been in this codependent relationship where I stopped growing. And now that I'm growing again, it is so painful. I just don't know why it hurts so much. I really don't know what to do with the pain, you know. But the good news is she said, listen, I don't want to break up, you know. She goes, I just want to date. I want it to be fun again. I want to be excited to see you, and I want to hear about what you're doing in your life, and I want to tell you about what's going on in my life so that when we come together, we're sharing each other's lives. She's not responsible for my pain. And, the therapist says, it's your pain, you can handle it. She said, the pain that I'm running from is the pain of aloneness. And she said, I got that pain when I was abandoned, or wasn't really treated right as a child. So I guess there's a part of me that feels like, well, if I have to be responsible for my own pain, the fuck reason would I have to get into a relationship? And then on top of that, I haven't been smoking. So it's not numbed up. I'm really feeling it, you know. So I did some interesting readings. One thing about being a reader is that you can ask the cards. Oh, I didn't put the. Hold on, y'all. One thing. Um, Let me see if the. Yeah. One thing about being a reader is you can ask the cards, if I do this, what would be the response? If I do that, what will happen? If I do this and that, what will happen? Like, to give you an example, I had gotten the leasing agent for one of my apartments in Houston did not want to renew my lease for some bullshit reason. And I asked the cards, what will happen if I go to their management company? They said nothing. Then I said, well, what would happen if I went to HUD? And they said, they will give you your lease.
So you can ask the cards. I don't know how many readers we have. So I asked the cards, I said, what would happen if I start pursuing my goals again and spent 2 weekends away at my mother's house being with my family? Then they showed me the card of marriage. She will want to be back together with me if I started, what would you call that? If I started, I don't know what you call that. Being independent, if I started being independent. But see, I know myself. I'm going to start getting cuter and cuter and cuter to find my next relationship with whomever I can enmesh with, you know. I don't want to do that, but, you know. So Saturday, I'm going to this big meeting in Atlanta. And there's a lot of gay women there. And, you know, since I've been in a relationship, I haven't really put myself out there where a lot of gay women are. But it's hard to find somebody who wants to settle down with you. You know, it's easy to find someone who wants to have sex and mess around, but to find somebody that you can settle down with, y'all know it's hard, ain't it? They just ain't around the corner. It is not easy. I have a friend now who just got out of a 21-year situationship. They weren't getting married. You know, it was just like he came over twice a week, had sex with her, and we tried everything. We tried everything with the cards. I mean, we tried everything. She said, you know how you can ask the cards how to make somebody fall in love with you. I mean, not how to make them, but, you know, what would make somebody more drawn to you. You can ask the cards that. And the card said he would be drawn to her if she lost some weight. You know, if she started going to the same thing. If she started going to the gym, started doing things for herself. I don't know why people are attracted to people like that. I guess I don't know why people are attracted to people like that. This guy is on my ass. You can go around. You can go around on my ass like that. I'm so glad I don't have a gun. I am so glad I don't have a gun. But why do we like people who are like doing their own thing and having their own friends in their own life? Why is that so attractive? I guess because they're healthy, you know? So anyway, the girl who was in that situationship for 20-something years, after 2 years of us trying everything to get that man to act right, the cards were just like, look, he just really just doesn't have the feelings for you that he needs to have in order to be more devoted and committed to the relationship. So she left his ass alone. But for 2 years, we tried everything. And she's a millionaire, so she could afford readings every day. She could afford readings every day. And sometimes she would like pay extra and extra and extra. And so she finally gave up. She was like, there's nothing I could do. You know what she did? She even told that man, I will put you on my house. I will put you on my, what's that called? My mortgage, my, not mortgage, but you know, I would give you my house. I would give you, not give you my house, but you know, I would put your name on my house if me and you can be together. And you know, she meant business. After 2 years of after 22 years, I should say, of trying everything, she finally left him alone. And he damn near had a nervous breakdown. He never thought that she was gonna leave. And it's the child's father, and the child, well, not the child, because their daughter is an adult, but he never thought that she would leave. It's like I had this crime channel, and you guys, that crime channel, it brings in a lot of views, I have some views that are shorts that have like 2 million views, 875,000 views. But the problem with the crime channel is it's hard to find, what's that called? People who want to advertise. And so I'm like, so you mean, if I'm not going to be making money from it, fuck it. I don't want the views. The fuck does that mean? So just for those of you who are interested in the YouTube channel, if you like views, the crime channels bring in a lot of views, but it's hard to get advertisers on there because they don't want their product associated with the serial killer, you know. I wish somebody had told me that. But on my channel, there is this woman who this man would never marry. He would never marry her. She tried for 8 years to get him to marry her, and he never would. So she found a man who loved her enough to marry her. And on the day of the wedding, he drove up you know, that video still gets about 2,000 views a month. But this girl had the Rolls Royce there. Her mama, her nieces were all there in the house. They looked so beautiful. They were taking pictures. She had her wedding gown on. Her hair was beautiful. And a man who would never marry her just couldn't handle that she was moving on. And all he had to do was marry her. She wanted him, but he would never marry her. He came in the house with a gun and shot her dead on her wedding day. If you want to see the video, just ask and I'll put the link in the description box. So I was afraid for my client because I thought that, because her man was kind of a thug, and I thought that he was gonna hurt her, but she was done. She basically told him, look, it's 22 years. Either we're going to commit or you need to leave me alone. And he still called her, but all he wanted was sex. That's all he wanted. He just wanted to fuck around with her. He just wanted to fuck with her. And she wants to be married, And finally, I told her, I said, look, we have done everything. Another reading that stood out was my sister-in-law, or my girlfriend's sister. She had just had a baby with this man, and he's good looking. And she said, you know, what's up with him? So I did a reading, and she had the baby in her hand, in her arms, and she, you know, she loved, you know, I don't know what it feels like to have a baby's father, but I'm assuming that you feel really close to the man. Girl, them cards said there is an empress there. And she came in as the motherfucking answer. She didn't even come in as an outer influence. She didn't come in as a crowning factor. She didn't come in as a future influence. She came in as the answer. I said, baby girl, you just need to leave this alone. She said, what do you mean? I said, he got a woman. And I mean, he got a woman. Like, it's damn near, if he's not married, I feel like he's married with the Empress. I mean, you know, the cards could have showed the Queen of Cups. The cards could have showed the Queen of Pentacles. The cards could have shown, the Queen of Wands. You can forget about a man leaving her. But the Empress? You can't compete against the motherfucking Empress? Like, one time, I had liked this person, and they were in a relationship, and I said, well, how long are they gonna be together? They got the motherfucking Hierophant. They got the Pope. That's like, I said, oh, I ain't fucking with you no more. I said, why? I said, because I know how long you're gonna be in that relationship. Anyway, back to the Empress. She said, but the cards change. I said, yeah, not these kind of cards. The Empress? She said, well, you know, I've been listening to other readers, and oh, you do? Okay, Capricorn goddess. I will link the video. It's Capricorn goddess, that video of the wedding lady who boyfriend killed her because she was getting married on that day. It's a real big thing in New York. Like 1,000 women put on wedding gowns and was marching for her. So it's a real big story. But Empress, as her boyfriend, the baby's father, you know, what was going on with him and somebody else. I said, y'all, I said, listen, and do you know I've never done another reading for her? It's been 6 years. There's no reason to. The answer was the Empress. They're still together. They're going to be together for 14, 15 years. The answer was a major arcana, and it was the Empress. Girl, fuck that. And let me tell you this, because I've had experience with getting an Empress. I had like this woman named Nikki Johnson, and Nikki started seeing this woman. And I said, well, what's going to be up with them? They got the Empress. I left Nikki alone. I was like, I can't compete with that. I wouldn't have been able to compete with the Queen of Pentacles as the answer, because Queen of Cups couldn't really compete with her either. But the Empress, shit. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, That day that I saw the Empress, I never went back with her. Now, she ended up staying with that girl for 5 years. And they moved in with each other. And the day that she moved in with her, we had sex. Nikki was she was a cold bitch. That was a cold, evil bitch. She finally got married, not to that girl. She married somebody else. So, the cards say that if I start spending the weekend with my family, if I start hanging out with friends again, yeah. Oh, really? If I start hanging out with friends again, you know, and start my hobbies, me and my girlfriend get the Empress. But you know, to be honest, I really do have intimacy problems, you know? Like, I don't know what to do when there's closeness. Like, she really is pushing me to not be so codependent on her. I did a reading on us, and the crowning card was the Wheel of Fortune. The future influence was the Ten of Swords, but the answer was the Ten of Pentacles. And that Ten of Swords was saying, like, with the Wheel of Fortune is saying, the way that you guys used to be, you will never be again. This, you know, this codependent, not growing. But if you play your cards right, you know, y'all could have a future with each other. And let me tell you something. When I asked 6 years ago what my future was going to be with this woman who I was seeing at first kind of lightly, I got the Empress as the answer. That's why I don't fuck around when somebody is asking me a question and you're asking about a man and is he seeing somebody else and the Empress shows up. There's nothing else to talk about. I'm not even gonna take your money. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna hold you. Nah, baby, you can keep your money. We seen the Empress. That was the answer. Ain't nothing else to say. Go on and talk to other readers, but I'm not gonna hold you. It's a done deal, babe. Ain't nothing to say, ain't nothing to talk about. All I can do is hold you while you cry. Because if you seeing the Empress, you know, it's like me and this chick. Since we've been together, you know, there's been women that try to holler and even tried to take me out of this relationship. Pretty girls too. But one girl was 20 years younger than me, and she was like, well, you know, you want to do this or what? I was like, I'm in a relationship. I can't just bounce. We can, you know, we can play. You are not taking a man or a woman away from the Empress. You can forget about it. Now, if a woman asks me, how does he feel about me? And we get the Empress, I'm like, oh, babe, this is it. If it's the answer, not a crowning, not a future influence, not the outer influence. People say, well, don't it depend on what other cards are around? Well, of course, like, it does depend on what other cards are around, but in my experience of reading, every time you ask, how does a man feel about me, and you get the Empress, honey, he ain't going nowhere. But when baby girl was asking how that man of 20 years felt about her, it was just sex cards. The Six of Cups is the Sun in Scorpio, right? And I kept on getting, the Sun in Scorpio. I was like, he just wants to fuck. But to this day, that girl who asked me, my sister-in-law, or, my girlfriend's sister, she don't know where that man lives. He will never keep his child overnight. I'm going to call him Michael. He'll come around and bring his son some clothes for Christmas, for his birthday. But when he comes around her, it's to have sex, because that role of Empress is already filled. And she said to me, 6 years later, she said, I found his wife the woman on Facebook. She has a son that looks just like my child. And I messaged her and said, hey, I have a child by this man. Who is he to you? And the Empress didn't even bother to respond. But she heard that they share the same home. And you know what? That man has gone through great lengths for women to not know where he lives. But my sister-in-law banged on the door. She found a utility bill in his name or something. And she banged on the door trying to see what woman was up in the house. She said, come on, let's go. I said, there's no reason to go. She's the Empress. There's no reason. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. Now, Queen of Pentacles, yeah. Queen of Cups, yeah. We can fuck with her. Page, oh, fuck yeah. Like my girlfriend, now she's coming in. Her feelings for me is a Page. Somebody can smooth come in and take her. But Scorpios are very faithful and devoted, at least when they love you, but anyway. She went anyway, knocking, banging on the door. And it's funny because the Empress knows that she's the Empress. She knows. Because he's going to make sure she knows. Like when people ask back in the day, I want to know how he feels about me. Well, if he ain't been direct in telling you, because when you the Empress, that nigga gonna let you know, baby, you it. You number one. You who I care about. You sit on the throne. Because I've been an Empress for a man before. A Capricorn. I was his Empress. And I didn't even care about women. I didn't even care. Because I knew the position that I held in his life. And he made sure that I knew. And, he would always keep his phone down. And, he was probably out there creeping. So, let me tell you how bad the Empress is. So, I had quit him. And told him to get out. And for 3 months, I didn't fuck with him. Found out that he was fucking with a Queen of Pentacles. She was a real estate owner, and I was on Section 8 and didn't have shit. I didn't even have a job. but I was the empress to him. They moved in together. I made one phone call. True story. I made one phone call. I said, look, because he started going to real estate school, and the reason that I had kicked him out was because, you know, he wasn't doing shit with his life. So I say, look, I miss you. This is the Empress talking. I want you back. Clean that shit up. And when it's done, call me, because I want you back. A month later, he cleaned that shit up. That girl had to go, because people started telling me, you know, Jeff got this new girl and she bad. She got real estate and, you know, she got this, she got that. But the Empress, that man, the Empress is, you know, his end all and be all. To tell you how bad the Empress is, I contacted that man a month ago. When me and my girlfriends first started having problems. He said, I'm going to come to Atlanta to see you in September. See, that's why when I see somebody, I see the Empress in a reading, when as the answer, see, I've seen the Empress as an outside in influence, like in a Celtic cross. It's not the same. I've seen the Empress as a crowning card. Is not the same. But if the Empress is the answer, even if you do your own reading and you say, is he messing with anybody? If you see pages or princess, it's okay. Queen of Cups, you know, he loves her, but they just don't get along. Queen of Pentacles, that's a financial thing. They're really financially tied to each other, so that's kind of hard to fuck with too, you know. The only woman that I've ever seen pull the Empress away from a man is the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands gives the Empress a money, because he likes the Queen of Wands. He's sexually attracted to her. She's pretty. She got it going on, you know. When you see, like, let's say you were doing a reading and you see a Queen of Wands is the future card, you might be the Empress, but the Queen of Wands is going to be there for a long time. Or maybe not a long time. She's definitely going to give the Empress a run for her money. So, I want a Queen of Wands. Now, the Empress is who this man is dedicated to, heart, soul, and mind. But that doesn't mean they're having sex. But the Queen of Wands is definitely fucking. They fucking. Now, when you ask, how does he feel about a woman, and you get the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is like, almost like an auntie. You know, this woman is very good to you, and she's very nurturing, and she has money usually, and he appreciates her. But unless he's an earth sign, you know, who really likes that money, you can pull him from the Queen of Pentacles. I did this reading on this chick that was trying to holler at me because I want to see if I see the Empress. Like, if I did a reading on someone who was trying to holler and I saw the Empress, then I would give that person a chance because they want something real, you know. Now, what if you see the Emperor and it's a man? What if you ask, you know, where can this go? And you see the Emperor. Well, for me, the Emperor wants to be married, and he's just an asshole, but he's going to take care of his family. He's a good provider, and usually he ain't going nowhere except unless the Queen of Wands shows up. Any readers in here? Anybody a reader? I want to tell you some cards I got. Yeah, so that girl, my sister-in-law, with a card said the Empress. He ain't never fucked with her real. I told her, I said, he's not going to leave this woman anytime soon. And even if he does leave, all she has to do is call. But, you know, the man who treated me, who I was the Empress for, I practiced that vibration for 2 to 5 years before he came. I practiced being an Empress for a man. I practiced being with someone who exalted me like that. When I say I practiced it, I mean I began to pretend that it was already happening, and I began to like feel the feelings that I would have if I really was somebody's Empress. Oh, okay. Hey, Mott. Hey, y'all. Okay, well, let me tell y'all something. Now, for me, the King of Wands is a married man. He's always a married man. And me and the King of Wands, we understand that. Now, it may come up for you different. If you are a reader, you know what I would tell you to do? Make them cards talk to you in a language you can understand, and make them mean whatsoever the fuck you want them to mean. Because something knows how you interpret that bitch. Right? A King of Wands is always married. For me, always a married man. But he's a married man that'll play around with you. Right? Now, if my sister-in-law, if we would have got the King of Wands as the answer, I would have been like, girl, he's kind of married to somebody, but he's going to really fuck with you. Because the King of Wands, for me, he'll come to your house, you know. Y'all might go on trips. He'll give you money. He'll fucks with you. But with the Empress, he is not staying out too late because he don't want to. He doesn't want to stay out too late because he don't want to do nothing to fuck that up. So I have this business that I'm launching, and the answer was the Ace of Pentacles. Readers, how do you interpret the Ace of Pentacles? I see the Ace of Pentacles more as potential, Like if you nurture and you develop this and you give this some time, effort, and energy, it has the potential of making a lot of money. How do you readers see the Ace of Pentacles? So then I said, because I'm starting this support group, and I wanted to know the conversion rates. I'm going to offer it for free for 5 weeks. And then after 5 weeks, I was going to charge. Oh, you see the Ace of Pentacles as stability? Financial gains? Really? Now, interestingly enough for me, the Two of Pentacles, the way that I have trained my cards, I read it as a move. Yeah. I remember one time I asked the cards, I said, give me a 6-month, just tell me what's going to happen in my life within 6 months. And the answer was now another thing too with me is once I get an answer, that's it. Like, don't ask me no more because I told you. Now, people say, well, the cards change, right? And that's true, especially if you get a lot of minor arcanas. You know, I don't know if you guys know all the cards, but there's 78 cards, 22. Some witches or people who are really into the occult, they asked me to take the major arcanas out. Can you pull the majors out? Because they don't want to hear the shit that don't change. But one time I asked, said, oh my God, look at this junk. Look at this junk. One time I asked, show me my life in... Oh, really? The Ace of Pentacles take a long time with you? Thank you for being honest. I mean, not honest, but thank you for your interpretation of that. Yeah. The Ace of Pentacles to me is somebody's getting a place. You know, you have a new way of making money. But I had done a reading, and I got the Two of Pentacles as the answer, and I left it alone. 6 months later, I moved to Houston. So I have always, since then, read the Two of Pentacles as a relocation card, if it's the answer. If it's the answer, for me, it's a relocation card. To me, the Two of Cups ain't shit. I've seen the Two of Cups, and then I've seen people break up. I like stability. I like security. I want to see shit like the King of Pentacles. Now, let's talk about the King of Pentacles. Now, let's say you do a reading and you get the King of Pentacles. Girl, that man ain't going nowhere. For me, if I do your reading, right? He gonna stay through thick and thin. He loves you. You are home. You represent stability and security for him. Even when he falls out of love, he's still going. We want to see the King of Pentacles. So now check this out. I'm reading for this rich woman every day, and she can afford the readings. So I'm kind of like her private reader. Yeah. She has a private reader. Every day she gets a reading. I did not find out that she was a millionaire until I started reading for her for 5 years. It was the 5th year because she kept her name of her business. I never knew her last name. I still don't know her last name. But I kept seeing all these pentacles around her. And I was like, what's going on with you? She would never answer. Finally, after 5 years of reading for her, she told me she was a multi-millionaire. And she has a personal reader. I'm her personal reader. Which means she consults the cards every day. She doesn't make any business moves without consulting the cards. And that made her rich. So I consulted the cards. And I said, what would the conversion rate be for this business idea if I gave 5 weeks for free? And then on the 6th week, I said, if you want to continue, this is how much it will cost. The card said the Ace of Pentacles. I didn't like that. That's too much work. So then I'm about to scream, you guys, okay? I'm about to do something that's very intense. So if you're sensitive, you might want to turn the volume down, okay? Because I'm getting ready to scream. Because I'm going to show you. So then I asked the cards, I said, what if... I'm about to scream, okay? I said, what if I did 2 of Cups is just a good friendship? Yeah, it doesn't mean much, right? So I said, if I helped the LGBTQ community reduce shame around money and around themselves, what would the conversion rate be like, right? Now, this is what I mean. So, all right, y'all ready? Brace yourselves, because I'm about to really go there, okay? And then I'm going to tell you the cards I got and how much money they said I would make. So I said, so what is called is shame detoxification work. But I'm too shy to do it. I can do it in front of y'all, but I just can't do it in front of strangers. So I said, what would happen if I showed them, because you really can't work on you really can't work on codependency issues until you detoxify the shame. So let me show you what it looks like. You shamed me. You're talking to somebody who shamed you. And about that, I'm angry. I give you, all right, y'all ready? I give you back your shame. I'm not going to feel shame for you. All right? When I think about $10,000 a month, I feel like I'm not worthy of it, that I'm not good enough for it. And I got those emotions from you. You shamed me into believing that I wasn't worthy of money. And about that, I'm angry. And I give you back your shame. I deserve $10,000 a month. I give you back your shame. I deserve $10,000 a month. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm good enough. I'm smart. You made me feel like I wasn't shit. And that's your shit. That's your shit. Look at these people next to me. They think I'm crazy. They looking at me like I'm talking to myself. So basically, I don't have the whole, it comes from a book called The Intimacy Factor. And what you do, like if you, as a business person, if you don't, I thought that we should all start at $10,000 a month, right? And because I've done that very comfortably. It's just that it's hard to manage. It's real hard to manage. But I'm very comfortable with that. So I said I was gonna tell the LGBTQ community business owners, let's start at 10,000, and I want you, whatever comes up around making $10,000 a month, whoever made you feel like you don't deserve that, tell them about themselves. You made me feel, or I don't have the what's that called? I don't have the format in front of me, and it's in the back of the book. But you're supposed to say, I feel a lot of shame about making a lot of money, or I feel a lot of shame about $10,000 a month, and it comes from you. You used to make me feel like I wasn't shit. I didn't deserve shit. And I wasn't worthy of shit. You shamed me. And about that, I am angry. Not gonna be poor for you anymore. I give you back your shame. I give you back your shame. You see how that is? But when I asked the cards, right? Y'all think I'm crazy. How long y'all been working with me? I hope nobody new is here. They gonna be like, that bitch is crazy. So, what you do is you give the person back the shame who made you, okay, like you think about making $10,000 a month, right? And then immediately you're gonna have opposition in your soul. And so whatever the opposition is shame, right? And you think about, well, who gave this to you? Who shamed you for being rich? Or who shamed you for having abundance? So you talk to them. You know what? The idea of me making $10,000 a month, I feel shame about that. I don't feel good enough. And that shit comes from you. You can talk to your mother, you can talk to your father, and I'll give you back your shame. I'm gonna make $10,000 a month because I'm a bad bitch. I can do it. I give you back your shame, right? Now, when I asked the cards what the conversion rate would be if I did that for 5 weeks for free, the conversion rate from free to paid was the Empress. The Empress. They said that them people was gonna love me for that because they didn't understand what was keeping them financially bound, right? And to put like, yes, I do feel ashamed like I'm not good enough to make $10,000 a month, but I'm gonna put it back to where it came from, and then I'm gonna start charging in order to get $10,000 a month, right? So I asked the cards, I did a yes and no tarot. I said, if I start a business called Codependency, Money and Business Edition for the LGBTQ community, and I did the shame reduction, what would the conversion rate be? So it went from the Ace of Pentacles, just, being nice and being, just reading the book. But if I act up like that and give them a chance to act up like that when it's their turn. They said that the conversion rate was the Empress, right? What y'all got to say about that? Y'all show is quiet. I made a fool of myself. I can do it for YouTube because y'all used to me acting crazy, but I don't know if I can do that for strangers. So basically, what we're gonna do is take the shame off of money and take the shame off of yourself, so that you will start charging what you're worth. And I feel like, I was going to say, let's start at $10,000 a month. And I know that that's kind of, for some people that's high, for some people that's nothing. What do y'all think? So then I said, would they pay $500 a month for that service? Card said yes. I said, would they pay $725 for that service? They said if they were a business owner, yes. I said, would they pay $1,000 a month for that service? They said yes. I said, I kept going. I was like, are you serious? And the thing is because a lot of the LGBTQ community are shame bound, and to give them a voice, I give you back your shame. I give you back your shame. I deserve to make $10,000 a month. In fact, it's going to start this month. I give you back your shame. The idea of me making $10,000 a month makes me feel some kind of way, because you shamed me. When you didn't love me, when you didn't teach me about finances, when you didn't support me, it shamed me. It made me feel like I didn't deserve nothing. And that's not my shit. That's not my shit. That's your shit. Right? I'm giving you back your shame. I'm giving you back your shame. They said that people would pay up to $2,500 a month to be in a group where every week they could decompress shame out of their spirit. I just feel too shy. I don't know why I feel so shy about that. Really? What do y'all think about that? I'm so shy about it. So, I want to get your feedback. What do you guys think about, ooh, I smell chicken. That smell good. What do you guys think about that shame detoxification around business? Do you understand what I'm saying? Mott, what y'all think about it? Give me a feedback. But then I asked the cards the other day, I said, because I had asked that like 3 months ago, and I started this around Thanksgiving, and I was supposed to launch it on Valentine's Day. And I didn't go forward because, why the fuck didn't I go forward? Now I have no choice because I have to afford to live in Atlanta, and I'm going to have to do what I have to do. The card said that people would pay $2,500 for that. And then I asked the cards, what's the difference between the conversion rate of the Ace of Pentacles compared to the Queen of Pentacles, compared to the Empress? And they were like, are you kidding? An Ace of Pentacles conversion rate is about 2 or 3. The Empress conversion rate is 5 or 6. But then when I don't know. I forgot I had this business model all set up. I don't even know where the notes are. But I'm going to go ahead and do it because I'm a bold bitch. I'm going to do this shit. Y'all can come to the free classes if you want and see me act a fool. I'm going to act a fool. I'll put the link in the description box and tell you when I'm going to start. But it's for the LGBTQ community. I don't know if you'll feel comfortable there. You know what I'm saying? See, the LGBTQ community ain't got no kids most of the time. So they have a lot of residual income. And, you know, the card said it was real smart to tune in to, you know, these white gay women with no kids making all this money. But if you decompress shame from whatever income amount of money that you want to make, you'll make that money. You got to get the shame off of it first. I don't feel worthy. Not feeling worthy means that you feel that somebody shamed you. I don't feel worthy of making $10,000 a month. Who told you that you weren't worthy of that? Where'd that come from? Well, I want you to put that person in front of you and tell them for 10 minutes how you feel about that. And after 10 minutes, you will be able to charge $1,500. I promise you. I promise you. That's why those people are going to pay me $2,500 for that, because it works. It works. It really works. And I'm not fake, and I don't bullshit people. You know, I tell you what's up. If it didn't work, I wouldn't tell you that it did. After 10 minutes, and then to do it every month, right? Now let me ask you guys something. Do you think 10,000 is too much to start with? Do you think I should start them off at 5,000? But how you gonna live off of 5,000? Okay, $10,000 a month gives you a lot of room to live, right? Like you can go on cruises, you can promptly go to New York. You know what I mean? Like you can say, I'm gonna get a flight and fly out to New York today, and tickets are like $500, and you'll just pay it. It's no biggie. You can go to really nice restaurants at $10,000 a month. You can dress very nice, right? You can live wherever you want, pretty much. You can live in a real nice, y'all saw those big houses I had, and I only paid, like, at that time, I'm about to get some coffee. At that time, I just paid $1,800 a month. But I want you guys to come to my class, the free one, because I think I would feel good if I had people in there that I know. I could, you know what I'm saying? Really? It's so hot. I'm gonna have to go to the Goodwill and buy a shirt. I didn't know it was gonna be this hot today. I thought it was gonna be cold. So, or I could, I'm about to splurge. Or I could just start very nicely, you know, and or I can just go with a bang, you know, start with a bang. I would like to have, are you roasting anything blonde?
I guess we got a stir right now.
Yeah, I don't like that. You have Pike's Palace or Pike's Place, whatever?
Yeah, we got Pike.
Okay, I would like a small pike. Can you do double half and half steam? And can you put 6 sugars in there and stir it for me? And I think I will take the, I don't want all that cheese. I think I'll take the, do you have that ice pound cake still?
The lemon loaf?
Yeah.
Yeah, we also got like a new one that's like strawberry matcha.
A what?
Yeah, it's like a strawberry matcha one. Honestly, I would recommend lemon yogurt, but we're supposed to upsell the second one.
Thank you for your honesty. Yeah, I'll take the lemon.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Anything else for you today?
Y'all, do you know how much this is? Look at how much that is. Can y'all see that? It's four. No, I'm live right now. It's $4.45 for a damn piece of cake. Did y'all know that? Okay, am I
Yeah,
done?
you won't get them prices.
All right, thank you. Did y'all see that shit? It's $4.45. They went. I'm not getting that iced lemon cake. I can go to Kroger and get that. I'm gonna take that shit off. I can go to Kroger and get a whole thing of iced lemon cake. I make 10,000. Don't accept nothing less. You do? Okay. Are you an Aquarius? The lady who said you make $10,000 a month. Are you an Aquarius? I think that $10,000 a month is if you take the shame off of it, I think it's real easy, because what you'll do is start drawing people to you that can afford what you offer. Aquaman 888, are you an Aquarius? You know that I wanted. But when I was making $20,000 a month, I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do. I mean, after you buy clothes, and after you buy the car, and after you buy food, you know what do you do? I'm going to tell him, you know what, I'm not going to spend $5 on that loaf.
No, I'm saying that's how I feel about everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But what
Like, it was like $2 the other day.
Right, what the hell?
Like, okay.
Right, but what I will do is get the croissant,
Okay.
okay? And can you have it double toasted, please? Thank you. And like after you go to Starbucks, I mean,
That brings it down to $7 for the whole.
okay,
I'm like, that's
okay.
all right.
I tip them every day because I need abundance to come to me. Thank you. And if you don't give it out, it ain't coming back. So I tip Starbucks $1 every day. Now, she's an Aquarius sun. Do you remember when, how long have you been watching me? Is there an Aquarius in here that remembers when I used to tell you guys you were going to make $10,000 a month? You're an Aquarius sun, moon, Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury. I just love Aquariuses because I'm a Libra. And we just love them. What's your name? Aquaman 888. You've been watching for 6 years. Damn, y'all are just fucking loyal. What signs have we got in here? So we got an Aquarius, loyal. Mott, what sign are you? Mott 111. She said start in the spring. Now I'm gonna start on Valentine's Day because I already did all the readings. They said start on Valentine's. They told me I did readings and they told me what time to start. They told me who to tune into. I already got all the readings on that. I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. Do I start by saying, I'm so scared. You know what this lady, you know what Joyce Meyer said? She said, you might be scared, but do it scared. She said, just because you're scared don't mean you, all right, thank you. She said, just because you're scared don't mean to not go forward. She said, do it afraid. Do it while you're scared. Y'all like that? I like that. I'm going to do it scared. All right. All right. I'm going to do it scared. Then I'm going to get me a fine ass woman. And I'm going to take care of her. You know that I tried. What signs do we have in here? Aries. What other signs do we have in here? See, I got cream on, and these Starbucks, for some reason, sometimes they spill. See, I have no choice but to make this money, and I have to pay. I want a new Benz, because this Benz is old now. What sign are y'all? I see Aries. What other sign we got in here? What do you guys do for a living? Aqua? The lady who makes $10,000 a month, what do you do for a living? Can't you see? Are y'all driving too? This shit be dropping. Aquarius, tarot reader, Scorpio, Virgo, Leo. Hey, Leo. Can't you see? I need a woman that likes my ambition. My girlfriend, she says, all you want to do is make money. Now, what kind of woman don't want to be with an ambitious partner? You know? But yeah, when I had made all that money on YouTube, I spent a lot of time practicing, acting like I already had it. I wrote down every day I made $10,000 a month. No matter what. Rains, snow, shine. I was very dedicated to $10,000 a month. So, I'm going to do some readings today. When I'm at work, I do my readings on a website called Labyrinth. Labyrinth? I don't know how to pronounce it. Labyrinth? L-A-B-R-I? Labyrinth? Labyrinth. And I do the yes or no readings. And sometimes the cards will say maybe. I have to sometimes I have to use decks that I haven't touched in a long time. Because if you get too familiar with your cards, sometimes it messes the readings up. That's why I buy new decks. A deck that doesn't know me. And a deck that's just going to keep it 100. Some people keep using their same decks. But I found that decks that I'm very familiar with, they don't give me the same quality answer as decks that I'm not that familiar with. Decks that I'm really familiar with, we kind of enmesh, and they read They read based off of what you know, it's too, we enmeshed. So, like recently, I've been reading from this deck that I haven't picked up in like 8 months. Because decks that I got familiar with, they give weird answers based off of where I am right now. But a deck I ain't fucked with for a while will give me the, you know, the real answer. Like Rider-Waite, we're too close. Rider-Waite gives me wrong answers. I mean, it's the right answer, but it's an answer that's right in front of me. But like, I have a voodoo deck. And I don't fuck with it that much. That bitch be accurate as hell. Right? I said, like when I asked Rider-Waite, God, that shit is so good. That's why I paid $3 for that coffee. When I asked the Rider-Waite deck about my girlfriend, it tells me answers today. You know, today this, today, tomorrow. But when I pick up a deck that I haven't fucked with for a long time, that's when I got that answer. 10 of Pentacles is in y'all's future. I mean, is the answer. But the future influence is the 10 of Swords, crowned by the Wheel of Fortune. Rider-Waite told me what's going to happen next week. You feel me? Now, I'm not going to do any more readings about us because I asked. And the answer was the 10 of Pentacles. And the future influence was the 10 of Swords. Something is ending. But it's a Wheel of Fortune ending. You feel me? So it's like, it's good that this, and it's like, what was the damn. See, if you can get yourself, when you read, to just ask it one time, take a picture and leave it alone, you will be a very accurate reader. Then people say, but the cards change. But they really don't. They really don't. You know? Sometimes they do. It depends. Like, the lady who gets readings every day, I have to switch her decks up a lot in order to have the boundaries. See, when you read, you got to have real good boundaries with the cards. Because if you enmesh, then you're not going to get clear readings. I think good readers have real good boundaries with their cards. Like, you know, sometimes when I go, I have, girl, them cards have saved my life. I ain't gonna hold you. I will always read cards. You know? They saved my life. They saved my dog's life. Let me tell you, my dog was hacking, right? And her breathing was labored. And I asked the cards, I was like, what's up with it? They said, the moon, bitch. I said, shut the fuck up, right? And I said, now what will happen if I take her to the vet and get something for her collapsed trachea, right? They gave me cards that were good, but they weren't the kind of, you know, they was like, there will be a significant change. I said, I asked the cards, I said, would the gagging stop? They said a little. The card said, when you go to the vet is going to try and steer you away from getting her something for her gagging. They said, but get that shit for her gagging. Don't let the vet tell you not to get some shit for your dog's gagging or your bitch will be dead. I said, shut the fuck up. So when I went to the vet said, you don't need anything for the gagging, just like the card said. I said, I want something for the gagging. Well, you don't want your dog to be on too much medication. I said, that's okay. I want something for the gagging. She said, I don't think your dog is going to gag anymore, but I've been reading for 20 years. Them cards wouldn't have said that. They said get something for the collapsed trachea and you get something for the gagging and your bitch will be around for years. They told me that she was not going to want to prescribe anything for the gagging. So I said, would like to give something for the gagging. She said, I don't think the dog is going to gag anymore. Guess what? This morning my bitch gagged. Showing the fuck did. But mama got that prescription for the gagging because my cards told me to. Then they said everything was going to be smooth. Yep. They tell you if you're gonna get a job, you can use the cards and have different resumes and say which resume is gonna give me an interview, and it'll show you. They tell you how people feel about you. I know who loves me